Hey everybody, Grant Clayton here, owner of 1% Lists, and I want to make a quick video. And this should be one of the first videos that you watch, and it's going to be how I deliver the listing presentation. Now look, some people do it different ways. I find this really works. And before I give you our listing presentation, let me explain why it really works this way. It's truth. It feels like truth. It doesn't feel like smoke and mirrors. It doesn't feel like the big, huge dog and pony show that a lot of agents do. It is very simple. Our company has a 2-page listing presentation that pretty much all of our agents use. Okay, and we use it because it's very, very, very simple, and it drives the point home of what agents can do, what we can be good at, and what we can't influence. And it's extremely important, as you'll see as we go along, to understand why it's important to give the entire listing presentation. And let me give you a quick reason why. If a lot of people, when you go into their house, you tell them, what we do, how we do it, you give them the brief rundown, or maybe they've heard about you because their friend used you or whatever, and you start to give them the listing presentation, they're going to tell you, oh, no, I don't even need to hear it. I know all about what you do. I know about how you do it. I know about everything. But they really don't. And so then what happens is, if their house sits, and if it takes a while, then you haven't really explained to them what you can do, what all agents can and can't do, and they will get disillusioned because they don't understand. They truly don't understand. So I think it's vitally important that you give everyone our 2-page listing presentation. So here it goes. This is how I deliver it to everyone. So I'm going to deliver a listing presentation to you as if I'm trying to pitch you to sell your house. So, according to the National Association of Realtors, there's only 6 different ways that homes can sell. And so I'm here to show you the 6 different ways that properties sell and the odds of making a sale by each one of those 6 ways. And I'm also here to explain to you which of those can be influenced by a realtor and which ones cannot. So, the moment you hire a realtor, the first thing that's going to happen is they're going to put a sign in the ground. Okay? This gives you a 7% chance of generating a sale, either from your neighbor seeing the sign and calling a friend who's been looking in the area, or somebody driving down the street, or somebody just happening on the sign. This gives you a 7% chance of generating a sale, and no sign says for sale on it better than another sign. So basically, for sale by owner signs say for sale on it equally as well as my sign, and my sign says for sale on it equally as well as every other brokerage sign. And most of them will quickly understand that. Now then, after paperwork is done and photos are done, what happens is a home is placed on the multiple listing system. It's important to ask them if they understand what the MLS is, okay? But most people do, and most people have heard of that. So explain to them, this is how agents market homes to other agents. 33% of all sales are generated by the MLS, which means that an agent only discovers the house and pushes it to a client that generates a sale 1 out of every 3 sales. All of the other times, the client is finding the house for themselves and then reaching out to their agent saying, hey, I found a house, would you please go show it to me? That brings us to the Internet Data Exchange, the IDEX feed. So the IDEX is what takes all the properties from the MLS and creates a copy of them and puts them on every website imaginable. So it doesn't matter whether we're talking Zillow.com or Realtor.com or Homes.com or all the big box brokerages.com or the big box brokerage agents.com. If there's a real estate website out there that has listings of homes, your home will be listed on it. And it's important to explain this because a lot of agents will come behind and say, oh, but you're going to go on my website. It's important that they understand they're going to go on a website anyways. Every website imaginable, they're going to go on it. That is 44% of all sales, and that also cannot be influenced. We have no control and no sway over the MLS, and we have no control and no sway over Zillow. So if you take the 7% from putting a sign in the ground, the 33% from the MLS, and the 44% from all of the internet data exchange websites, that gives you 84% of all sales that cannot be influenced by a realtor. Okay, that box is either checked or it isn't. And hiring any realtor that puts a sign in the ground and puts it on the MLS will check all those boxes. Now then, going to page 2, this is the other 16% of the ways that homes sell. And these, a realtor can either do a better job or do a lesser job. So, number 1, how big a realtor's sphere of influence is and how good they are at social media marketing. That is 14%. And so if somebody hires an agent that isn't on social media or doesn't know how to leverage social media to their advantage, they might only get a fraction of that 14%. If they hire an agent that doesn't do very many deals, like maybe a deal a year, and they have no sphere of influence, they might get a fraction of that 14%. So it's important to understand that that is the biggest number that a realtor can affect, that marketing figure, that 14% of social media marketing, and how big is your sphere of influence. It's pretty easy to make the argument that we are better at both, because we should be doing more deals than anyone because of our value proposition. Also, our company, generally speaking, doesn't have brick and mortar locations, and so that's where we live, is online. We are basically a tech company that sells homes. That brings me to open houses. Open houses now account for 1% of all sales. That might shock you. Print media now accounts for 1% of all sales. That probably isn't as shocking, but I sometimes make this joke to my clients. If you don't believe me that these numbers are so small, look at your spouse right now and say, honey, we have to find a house today. Quick, drive to the coffee shop and pick up a magazine, and let's randomly drive around and look for balloons. No one does this to find a house, okay? No one does this to shop for real estate anymore. I don't know how long it's been since people have done that, but it's been a very, 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 very long time. And so by that token, even if, and they might tell you, oh, but I've gone to an open house, but odds are they didn't just randomly drive up to it. Odds are they found it on Zillow. Odds are they found it on Realtor.com. Odds are somebody told them about it. Okay? So basically, it's important to deliver this listing presentation. And so if another agent is interviewing behind you and they come through and they say, oh, but my broker tours and my open houses sell houses, encourage them to ask that agent, what's the odds of selling your house through an open house? And see if that agent knows. Okay? Ask that agent to prove it. Ask that agent to show you on the web or through Google, what's the odds of selling a house through an open house? And that's the important thing, is most realtors are pushing themselves as marketing geniuses, okay? Whereas in reality, the only places we can be truly better is social media marketing and doing a lot of deals so we have a large sphere of influence. And we should excel at both of those. But as a listing agent, it's important to deliver this listing presentation that way, because then they start to understand that this other agent that's going to charge them 6% or 7% or 5% or whatever, they don't have a magic button to push that we don't have, okay? It's important for them to understand that price and condition and amenities and location, that's what sells homes. Where a listing agent can be better is knowing the market better, having more clients, being better at social media, and being a better negotiator, being better at pricing homes, being better at doing all those things. That's where a listing agent shines, okay? It's not because we hold a better open house and our potato salad and cookies taste better than everybody else's and that's gonna make their house sell. This is not the 1960s, okay? And it's important that you deliver this listing presentation. I don't care if you're selling your mom's house. Deliver the listing presentation. Make them understand what we do and how we do it, because once they understand what we do and how we do it, then they will understand what all the other agents can do. Let me stress this. The better you get at delivering the truth, which is what that is, the truth about listing homes, the better you get at that, the easier your life will be, because you will get less phone calls saying, what are you not doing to sell my house? And instead, you're going to get the phone calls saying, we're overpriced. You told us we're overpriced. Where do we need to price at in order to get this house sold? That phone conversation is a lot easier than someone calling and accusing you of not doing a job that no one can do. And the better you get at delivering the listing presentation, the better they will all understand that. So practice the listing presentation. Watch this video again. Do what you got to do to really wrap it around your head. Okay. And part of this is unlearning a lot of things you've learned at other brokerages, just like our branding video, which is equally important. Unlearn those things. You are not there to convince them you are a miracle worker. If you go in there and convince them that you work miracles and that you're just magical, amazing thing, then you have to deliver miracles. You have to deliver the amazing, magical results. And when you can't, they're going to fire you and look for someone who can. Manage their expectations. Tell them the truth. Tell them reality. They will respect you more for it. Okay, I've been delivering this listing presentation this exact way for years, and I get every single listing presentation I have ever gone on. There's been like 2 in 5 years out of hundreds that I've gone on that I have not gotten. People respect truth. People do not want the sales pitch. Learn how to give them truth. This is Grant, owner of 1% Lists. Thank you for taking a minute and watching. As always, if you have any questions, if you have anything that's on the top of your brain, go post it in our private Facebook section. Send me a message on Facebook. Reach out to me, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Thanks. Have a great day.